Bum-ba-da-dum. Howdy, y'all. Banjo Ben here at banjobenclark.com, wishing you a very Merry Christmas. Now let's learn a beautiful Christmas carol on the mandolin. That's Oh Holy Night. If you're watching here on the website, as a Gold Pick member, you have everything you need right here on this page. Just scroll down for the rest of the video and download the tabs. If you're watching somewhere else, let's go ahead and jump into it. But here in a moment, I am going to ask you to come over to the website, banjobenclark.com. You can join as a Gold Pick member, get access to hundreds of lessons, including lots of Christmas lessons as well. I've been doing this for a long time. There are lots of lessons there. You need to go check it out. Let's jump into Oh Holy Night. We're going to do this one in the key of C, which works out really great for the mandolin. This is a solo piece. It sounds wonderful for you to play by yourself, but I've also included the chords in the tab that you can have a guitar player or a piano player play backup for you, and that would be a lot of fun to do as well. Now, this is a long arrangement. I'm not going to just go into detail on every single note. I want to spend most of our time talking about strategy because there are some big stretches to play. And there's some easier way to play some of the things and more difficult ways to play some of the things. And I want to make that as easy for you as possible. Let's go ahead and look at the tab here. Like I said, we are in the key of C. And one of the things I want you to keep in mind is that we're in 6/8 time. It's kind of like a waltz, but it's 6 beats per measure. And you get that swing feel kind of, right? So that's the feel we're going for. However, every once in a while, I'm going to throw in a 4/4 measure. Look, you can see it there at the end of this line. It's not a big deal. And that's one of the things that I want to point out to you is that the timing is in your hands, literally. Okay, so you need to use your own expression, slow it down, speed it up, take pauses whenever you want. And that's part of what makes this so fun to play. Now, we have a lot of times in this song where we're going to play more than one string at once. Right there in the first measure, we see that. Where we play the 5th and the 2nd fret. Oh, holy night. Now, it's up to you how fast you go through those strings. And that affects the sound of the song a lot. So, you can either go straight through them, or you can brush through them and create a little different effect. And that's just where we let our pick go through the strings a bit slower. And you don't have to do it the same way all through the song. You can vary it up. But that is one of the ways that we can point out the melody, because most often the melody is going to be on the top note of these multiple notes that we play, the multiple strings. Look there at measure 6. It's labeled measure 6. It's the 4th measure in the line. We've got an open C chord there. The melody's right there on that A string. And if I brush through it, I can kind of delay and really bring out that melody. Now, when we do get to that 4/4 measure, don't freak out. It's just going to have a little different feel. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll go back into that swingy feel of the 6/8. So let me show you what this first line sounds like played all the way through. Okay. So again, the expression's up to you, and that's going to greatly affect how this song sounds. How fast are you playing it? How much pause do you give? How smooth are you playing it? And that's another thing that I want to encourage you with, is to be as legato and have as much resonance happening in your playing as possible. Let's look at that, because as we walk into that next measure, we're coming out of the 4/4. I'm going to just go on up with my middle finger and grab the first notes of measure 9 and then bring it back down. And that's going to allow the notes to continually ring out. You'll also notice I don't have any pick direction arrows, do I? Not like I normally do. Because it's going so slow, you can do whatever you want. We got a little bit of repeating starting measure 12. The measure 15. Now, here's what I'm talking about with strategy. When we go into measure 17, we do have a bit of a difficult chord position there, this E minor. But we're also going to play this 4th fret down here. It's part of a E minor chord, or at least one of the shapes that we can use. And what I'm personally doing is I'm barring across the middle two strings on the second fret. My fingers are sore from doing it so much today. I haven't played enough recently. Now, you may be tempted to bar like you might would on a guitar, with your finger pointing straight up at the ceiling. It's probably not going to work. So I'm going to bar and point my finger kind of towards my right shoulder and flatten it out, and then reach out for that fourth fret. Now, here's the deal. That might be difficult for you. You might want to use two fingers, and then you might use the ring finger here. That's fine. You just won't be able to make it as smooth. Or you might not be able to grab that fourth fret. You could just leave it open if you want. But the key for the strategy, I think, is going into measure 17. When we're playing measure 16, when I play that second fret at the end of measure 16, I go ahead and bar so that we get a very smooth transition. Then a B7. And I'm using my ring finger to slide up and get that third fret. And then I'll come back with my bar, which is difficult to get clean. And that's the thing that you're going to have to work on the most with this song, is getting it clean with these tough chord shapes. That whole line. Okay, now we're going into the pre-chorus of the song, and that gets to be a lot of fun because we're going to change the feel of the song up a little bit just to offer some diversity in the arrangement, okay? If you're watching on the website, just click on the next video segment of this lesson. If you're watching somewhere else, I'd love to have you on board as a GoPick member. You can watch the rest of this 30-minute lesson and download the tabs in the MP3. Let's keep going.